Welcome back to the Grand Slam channel. Today is Thursday, December 18th. We got Thursday night football between the Rams and Seahawks. Two playoff contenders going at it today. Should be a good game. Could possibly be a defensive battle. Then we got a decent slate of NBA, which was good to us yesterday. But let's get started with a couple props for Thursday night football. First one that pops up to me is Kyrie Williams. Rushing yards. I think this is going to get bumped further. Last night when it got posted, it was at 52. I believe it was at 49 a couple of days, and then 52 last night. It's all the way up to 55.5. He had 91 yards against him just a few weeks back, well, almost over a month ago. I do expect him to go over once again. If you want to take his rush and receiving yards, that's also in play. I believe he only had one reception in that. He is at 70.5. He ended up getting 96, so he got 91. He got pretty much everything on rushing yards. So I'm going to stick with his rushing yards at 55.5. I do want to mention, as far as passing yards, Matthew Stafford did have a bad game against the Seahawks. I expect him to bounce back. He only had 130 yards, and since that game, he's back to his usual self: 273, 243, 281, and 368 in that big game matchup against the Lions. I do think he bounces back, and I'll be taking the over. You can take any of his gobbies. You can go low as 189.5. Sam Darnold could be in play as well, but as for him, I'll probably stick to his gobby. Had 279 against the Rams, so for him, I'll probably take his 199, and then you can take Matthew Stafford 199 as well. As far as receivers, you can never go wrong with Jackson. Jackson and Puka, those are the top two targets. Cooper Kupp hasn't had that season at Seattle as hoped for, but playing against his former team. Only had 23 when he played him the first time, so stick to Puka and Jackson. Those two are the go-to guys, so that's it. That's the only props I like for Thursday night football. Probably make a slip or two. Not too fond of primetime games, but this one could be a good one. So Stafford sticking with the QBs, and then Kyrie Williams is probably my favorite play for Thursday night. NBA, we got a decent slate. We got plenty of games to cover. The Clippers game, James Harden is out. So obviously we're going to go straight to Kawhi Leonard. Somebody's got to make up that productivity. We've been getting Kawhi Leonard at 20 points. He's up to 23.5. He's been averaging over 20 points with James Harden. Now he's the number one option. Well, he is the number one option between him and Harden. But a fully healthy Kawhi Leonard, he is dangerous. So I'll be taking the 23.5. But I think any prop is in play, even fantasy score. Tough matchup for him, though, going against the number one defense, or at least the top two defenses in the league. So I'll be taking Kawhi Leonard, but I just think they're going to be double teaming him. So I'm just going to keep it straight and take his points. Shy, 24. That looks like a free square. I mean, he averages close to 30 points a game. That Gobby is always popular every time he plays, and he always cashes pretty much. 90% of the time he cashes. Next up we're going to go with is Michael Porter. And I know his points is popular. I do like his points. Probably take his Gobby points. But I do like his points and rebounds the most. And it's a good paying out Gobby as well. But we'll be taking Porter's points and rebounds. Should be at 31, 32 and a half. Last time I checked. I took him at 29 and a half. I took the high end paying out Gobby. So he's at 32 and a half. That is solid. I took his 29 and a half. It's a good paying out Gobby. If you want a free square, 24 and a half is it. Next up we're going to go with is, let's see, hopefully Scotty Barnes hasn't been bumped. Took this last night. But let's see where his rebounds and assist. And it did get bumped. Got it at 13 and a half. He's up to 14. Going against Milwaukee. No Giannis. So 13.5. I took it at 13.5 as a regular line. It's a gobby now. So you can go down to 11.5. And then we took Ivy, but we took Ivy's gobby. His 4.5 demon is a popular play. I actually think he lands on 4. DG Fantasy has him at a 52% hit rate to over 4. I know his demon's popular, but demons in the popular tab hardly ever hit. So I'm going to stick with this gobby. It's a high and paying out gobby, by the way. So we'll be taking Jaden Ivy's rebounds and assists at 3.5. Hopefully Price Pick still has it up. You can pair it up with any of these. Should pay a 1.9, 1.8x, even a 2x. I think with Porter and Ivy's, that gives you a 2x. But I'll be taking his 3.5. You can even lower down all the way to 2.5. That's insane. That's a free square. But I'm taking the 3.5. I have him projected to get 4. So I believe if you pair Ivy and Porter's points and rebounds, that should pay a 2x. That is solid right there. Jalen Johnson, I'm staying away from him. I've been taking him all season. He's been cashing. He's been very productive. But Trae Young makes his... He comes back today from injury. He is questionable still. So Jalen Johnson's all props can still go over. But with Trae Young back in the fold, even if he plays limited minutes, it's going to affect Jalen Johnson's numbers. So I'm going to wait on that for the news on Trae Young. He is listed to play, but he is questionable. So I'm going to wait on that. And then as far as points, one more I like to mention. The Knicks have a couple players who are questionable. Actually, the Knicks are in full strength. Feel like that Thunder and Clipper game might become a blowout after the third quarter. So I'm going to ease up on the Thunder players. I do like Sengun's points at 19.5. Especially against the Pelicans here. Plays very well against the Pelicans. I mean, he averages way over 20 points. Last 5, 28 points. And that's it. That rounds up my top picks. A lot of games to break down. So, target the Bucks players. No Giannis. Kevin Porter's always in play. Wembayama still on minutes restriction. Keldon Johnson, I think I like him in this spot against the Wizards. So Keldon Johnson could be in play. And then as far as the Lakers, we got 2 key players out for the Lakers. No DeAndre Ayton and no Austin Reeves. So you got to go heavily on Luka or LeBron. I think I'm going to be leaning towards Luka. And then one more in that Utah Jazz. Lauri Markkanen and Keyonte George. Those 2 guys you want to focus on. I think I'm going to lean towards Keyonte George. So mix and match. Pick your favorite. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Appreciate the support. See you guys in the next one.